Hi guys, Paul Pluta on the Paul Pluta channel. Today guys, I'm doing a paid review. I'm doing some paid reviews. So let's jump straight in. And this first paid review here is paid review MA24. MA24. And I invented the wristwatch check. So let's carry on the tradition, the wristwatch check. And there we go, the wristwatch check. I've got my bluesy, two-tone bluesy Submariner, the 16613. This is a V serial number, the last of the last before they went ceramic. I think a great investment buy. They're not making them anymore. Okay, this is from George. Hello, Mr. Archfield III. I'm writing to you from Germany. My name is George. I'm 32 years old and I need your advice. I've sent you €60 via PayPal just for that, so I will get straight to the point. I have been a big Breitling fan in the past, over the past few years, but I feel I'm starting to change my preferences and take your advice. I want to step up. I want to buy solid. I want to buy Rolex. I currently own 2 Breitlings that I want to sell in order to make some money to buy my first Rolex. I currently own a Breitling Galactic 41 and a Super Ocean Abyss, the one with the yellow ring. With that money plus another 500 to 1,000 euro, I am thinking about buying an Oyster Perpetual 116000 36mm with the 369 blue dial, or the latest version of the Explorer one 39mm, because I like the loomed numerals. My question is, which one do you think is a better investment? I honestly like the blue Oyster Perpetual more, but I'm just not sure if it'll always be desired or hold its value like the Explorer. Do you think one Oyster Perpetual is better than 2 Breitlings combined? Wish you and the channel all the best because you deserve it, big boy. Since I've subscribed, I tell all my fuckhead friends about the channel. Regards, George. Well, George, thank you so much for coming to me and getting a paid review done. And I gotta say, I actually, looking at that photo of those 2 Breitlings, they are quite nice pieces. Now I gotta stop you, George. My aim here as the pontiff is to educate collectors into what they should buy and what they should get out of. Now I've got to be completely, totally 100% honest with you, George. And I got to tell you, I think you are making a mistake. I personally, if you already own your Breitlings, I wouldn't be flipping them. The Breitling market is at a all-time low. I think, in my opinion, I've said a lot of bad things about Breitling. That's needed to be said. It needed to be said, George. But they are still very, very decent wristwatches. Breitling themselves, I mean, if they were terrible, do you think Shooter, i.e. Rolex, would be doing a technology swap with them? So I would just calm down. I think those 2 watches you've got, the Breitling Galactic 41 and the Super Ocean Abyss, I would keep them. I would keep them, okay? Very silly to sell those off. You're going to get very low prices. Dealers don't really want them. And they are still very decent watches. I would greatly say to you, George, hold on to them. They are beautiful. I mean, if you were new and I think those are 2 beautiful pieces. My advice to you would be, I would keep those. I would definitely buy a Rolex. Yes, indeed. Enough Breitlings. But let's just not be silly and sell off things at a wholesale price. Oh, who's that? Oh, you got You got your best friend a fridge for her birthday. What the fuck is? I don't understand that Siri. Okay, let's talk about this. My advice to you: no, don't sell those two to buy an Oyster Perpetual. What do I think of the Oyster Perpetual? I actually love the Oyster Perpetual. I think it's very underrated range. However, I think you'd be better off going to an Explorer 1. I think you'd always get the extra money back, because the Oyster Perpetuals, they're a lovely watch, but the sports Rolexes have traditionally done a lot better. So if you look at the cheapest Rolex over time, the cheapest Rolex in the 80s was a Rolex called the Oyster Date 6694, reference 6694. That was a #1 seller in Singapore and Hong Kong. It was a manual wind with a date. They're not so desired now. Whereas if you had an Explorer 1, we're talking big turkey there. So I think the Oyster Perpetual 11600 36mm is a great watch. However, go for the Explorer 1. Please, please, please. So to answer your question, my question is, which one do you think is the better investment? Well, I think Explorer 1 would be better. And I think you may be able to, if you want the smaller size, you may be able to get the 36mm Explorer 1. That's the 14270. That's a great watch. That may be a bit cheaper. But I recently in the Australian marketplace, I got a 39mm Mark 1. I got one 2015. The Mark 2 came out with the Loom numbers that came out 2016 onwards. Believe it or not, there was only 1,000 to 1,500 Aussie, so 800 euro difference between the two. For that small difference, I'd go for the 39mm. But okay, so to answer your question, the Explorer 1 is a better investment. In my opinion, any sports Rolex, and I would say Milgauss is another contender to consider. That's a fantastic watch. I honestly like the Oyster Perpetual more. Okay, well, you've got to buy things that you like. Do I think one Oyster Perpetual is better than two Breitlings combined? No, 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 no. If I've already owned the Breitlings, you've already taken the loss. Keep it. Just keep it. Just keep it. Don't sell the Breitlings. The Breitlings aren't terrible. They're not Rolex, but I wouldn't be selling them to buy a soft Rolex model. I think it's dumb selling two reasonably nice Breitlings to get a softer, non-sport steel Rolex. Okay. So my advice to you, George, is really work hard. Get a Rolex for yourself, but keep your two Breitlings. Don't sell them. You're going to lose. I mean, the way you've worded this is really dumb. You've said that you want to make some. I want to step up. I want to buy solid. I want Rolex. Fair enough. I want to sell in order to make some money. Well, you're going to lose money if you sell it below what you paid. Now, I don't know whether you bought those new or second hand. Did you buy them with a discount? I don't know the stories there, but I would be surprised if you're going to get out without losing some money. So you haven't really given me much information on that. But my advice, if you're already into the Breitling, unless it's a really terrible watch, terrible brand, I really wouldn't advise you to get out. Terrible brands to get out: Squally, Brumont, Longines. You get out of that shit. You get out of that shit. And Omega, you get out of that shit. But if you've got a couple of Breitlings, I wouldn't be selling them. I think you're going to really, you've already suffered the loss. Don't, just keep your Breitlings. Keep your Breitlings, because they are cool. Breitling, I got to be honest with you, Breitling is a cool brand. The only reason I sold my Breitlings was that I'm an international celebrity. I get good prices. I buy them dirt cheap and I sell them and get, so, I really didn't lose anything on those Breitlings, and I needed the money for a Rolex I bought cheaply. So in all honesty, my best advice to you would be keep them, and with the Rolex, either get a second or third job or get a credit card. Man up, George. Come on, George. Man up. And hey, we've got it. Every man needs a Rolex. You're no different. Don't sell the Breitlings. Get yourself work, and get yourself a Rolex. I'm Paul Pluta. This has been a paid review for George. Tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, tell your fuckwit friends, and don't forget to put some really nasty comments down below. And until next time, fuckers, ciao!
Take my eyes on me, my thoughts on me just grow and grow and grow. I am the best there is. I think that I'm so grand, so grand.
Gotta see things, see new places and brand new things. Gotta go places and do things, maybe to forget it.